When you serve God, you serve humanity, and you do it with a correct heart, you are setting yourself up for a height that nobody, no power can ever bring you down. Hello, everyone. We are very excited to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Our today's episode is going to help somebody. And I'm not just saying this because I'm introducing the video or I'm introducing the topic or I'm just trying to attract somebody, but no, really, it's going to help someone. And what we're talking about today is your service is your cheat code. What I mean by this is it could be that you feel stranded or lost, or you feel like you are not moving as you should. And it's true. And one reason you are feeling that way, or one reason you are in that position right now, is because of you are not serving. And when I mean by serving, I don't just mean serving humanity, I also mean serving God. Or I don't just mean serving God, I also mean serving humanity. The reason for this subject is people nowadays, we are in a very selfish world. That is very true. We are in a very selfish world. People just want to live their lives. People just want to get the best for themselves. People want to do something for themselves. People want to make a living, make a name for themselves. People want to do things that will make them proud of themselves. And people are just centered, or we are just centered about ourselves, and which is not necessarily a bad thing. After all, you can only love your neighbor like you love yourself. But God God made human beings in a way that we can survive by coexisting. I normally tell myself, or I normally tell people that if God wanted you to be alone, He would have created one person per planet, not even per state, not even per country, one person per planet. But the reason He gathered billions of human beings, billions of people, is because He knows that we will need each other and we can't survive without each other. We can't break through. We can't break through. We can't be everything that we need to be without someone. We will need somebody to help us, and we need to help somebody to climb up to the ladder. So we need to coexist to be, or to maximize our potential. Now, sometimes we don't understand the benefits of serving God. We don't understand what service to God does to our lives, does to our entire existence, does to our purpose, our family. You don't understand how much your service to God can help shape, direct, and impact your life on the long run. I say this because you see so many anxiety. I've seen so many people living in worry, living in fear, living in a questionable reality. People that question everything, people that are not even certain, people that have little faith. These are Christians. Little faith, any little thing, they are just worked up. Any little thing, they are just thrown off balance. They don't have a solid anchor. And one reason is not just, there's a place for reading of the Bible. In fact, not just a place. Reading of the Bible, prayer is the foundation. It's the foundation. But there's a place that working for God, your service to God, can help your inner man, your spirit, your soul, your body. When you work in the house of God, you are not just doing it because God is your father, which is very true. It's just like you working in your father's house, your physical father's house, or you being useful to your father's company, or being useful to your father's vineyard. It's not just you working in your father's vineyard. It's not just you working for your father. There is a part to that, and it's true. But your service to God frees you from the ills of this world. Now, the Bible said in 2 Chronicles chapter 10, Saul lost his peace, he lost his sanity, because he was actually literally possessed by a demon from God. He lost his sanity, he lost his kingdom, he lost basically everything because he stopped being faithful, because he stopped serving God. I want you to realize that if you are a Christian, your service to God is not just an aspect, it's one of the foundation, is one of the core values of who you are. It is not second best. Your service to God is one of the foundation. And if you stop, the Bible said, if a foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? If a foundation is not proper, the whole house can fall. If your foundation or if your service to God shifts, it can affect every single thing your life is about. Saul lost all his children because of he began to be unfaithful. He started looking at the people he was called to serve than the person that called him to serve. He started looking at the people that God exalted him over. The Bible said he is king, so obviously he's exalted. He's the number one citizen of Israel, or he was the number one citizen of Israel as at that time. So God exalted him over these people, and because of his, I don't know, maybe okay, because of his rebellion and his disobedience, I don't know what went wrong or the time he started to go wrong within him, but because of his rebellion and his disobedience, he exalted the people he was exalted over initially above the God that lifted him up. I don't know if that makes sense to someone, but the thing is, your service to God should not be negotiable. It should not be negotiated in whatever capacity God has placed you to serve. I need you to understand that it is a pillar of your life. It is a very strong pillar. And once it begins to shake, anxiety will come in. You will lose your sanity. Saul lost his mind because he stopped following God, because he stopped serving God. So, yes, everything around you will begin to shake, will begin to crumble. The moment you stop serving God, the moment you stop seeking God, the moment you stop following God. And when you look at David, the second king of Israel, the Bible said God promised David that he will not lack a lamp in Israel, meaning that he will always have someone that will always sit on the throne of Israel as long as time will exist. And why did God say that? Because of God and because of David's service to him. So your service is a cheat code. It's a cheat code to preservation. Like it was not just David that was sustained, his whole posterity. It was not just Saul that was killed, his whole children. So your service to God goes beyond what meets the eye, goes beyond what meets the eye. Your service to God doesn't just end with you, it doesn't just start with you, it doesn't just continue with you. It can either mar or make even your generation. Until today, we are still talking about David. The Bible said David served with the integrity of his heart. David served with skill and with integrity of his heart. So your service is your cheat code to prosperity, to life, to peace, to sanity. Was there any problem that happened to David, or was there any problem that David encountered that swallowed him? The answer is no. We still call God the God of David. We still call Jesus the Son of David because of service, because of humility, because of tenderness of heart. So your service is a cheat code to a lot of things. Serve God. Your service is a seed. And most seeds are usually useless if they are not sown. Most seeds are usually useless if they don't enter the ground. The Bible said, unless a corn of wheat dies, it abides alone. So unless you serve, whenever you serve, you multiply your influence, you multiply your blessings in the right way. Whenever you serve in the right way, because there's a way you serve and your service will become a disservice. There's a way you serve with anger, with murmuring, complaining, eye service, all these things. Even the heart posture of service is very important. But when you serve right, when you serve God, you serve humanity, and you do it with a correct heart, you are setting yourself up for a height that nobody, no power can ever bring you down. Honestly, this can be the reason why you are filled with anxiety. Check your service. Maybe there is something God has asked you to do for Him, but you've relented. Maybe God has asked you to join the ushering team, join the choir, or evangelize privately, whether it is for the church or it is a personal assignment, or it is a personal service you render to God. Whatever it is, if you have relented, please go back to it. Please go back to it. Don't stop. You are not just serving your Father. No, you are setting yourself up for a life of favor from God. It is your cheat code to blessing. It is your cheat code to unlocking the heart of God. The Bible said, Jesus said, no, but if you give a prophet a cup of water, you will not lose your reward. Something as small as a cup of water. If you give a prophet that, you will not lose your reward. So when you serve God, you are setting yourself up for a life of preference. Like there's a way you serve God, it is as if God prefers you above every other person around you. So if you feel stuck or if you feel full of anxiety, as I said, one side effect of Saul deceased from following God, or Saul's rebellion or disobedience. One side effect of that was insanity. So if your mind is filled with negativity, if your mind is filled with if you are bothered, if you are filled with anxiety and worry, if your soul is troubled, I think you need to go back to check your level of faithfulness and commitment to the things of God. You need to go back to God, because these things, there are so many things we do. There are so many things we do that hinder us. There are so many things we do that destabilizes our entire being. And sometimes we think it's the devil, but most times it is us. Most times it is us. We are the ones that are harming ourselves, but we are ignorant. That's why the Bible said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. You don't know that this thing you are doing, you are destabilizing yourself, you are shooting yourself in the leg. And because you don't know that, the enemy will definitely use it for his advantage. The sustenance is in your service. This message cannot or might not be for everyone, but if it is for you, it's for you to check yourself. It's for you to make yourself useful to God deliberately, knowing that what you are doing for God and what you are doing for the people He has placed around you is not just for yourself. It will also tell in the long run. It will also tell in your children. There are people that will never lack help because of what their parents did. There are people that will never lack help, that will never lack favor. There are people that will always have it easy for them, not because of what they've done, but because of what their parents did. So when you deploy yourself to be useful to God and to the people He has placed around you, you are not just helping yourself, as I said, you are helping your entire lineage. So let it just sink into you that that ushering that you are doing for God, or that place you are deploying yourself as a servant to God and to humanity, is not just you serving your father's land. That's if you're a youth corps member, or it's not just you just working in your father's house if you are a staff in the church, or if you are working in the church. It's you placing yourself on God's payroll or God's book of favor and remembrance. It is your cheat code, honestly. It is your cheat code. So if things are not working, I think you should try this out. Try doing something for God. Let your heart be stirred to do what you've never done for God before. Let God lead you. I need you to go to God with an open heart, knowing that there's one thing I love about God, and that is, there is nothing you do for God that God forgets. You might forget, people around you might forget, but if you do it for God, and if you do it, if God sees that your heart is clean, if God sees that you do it in a correct heart posture, or your actions were not just right, your motives were right, God will never forget. Man may forget, but God will never forget. The Bible says God does not owe. He's not the son of man that he should lie. He's not a man that he should lie, neither is he the son of man that he should repent. He doesn't say a thing and it doesn't come to pass. We forget. We can just forget that we just gave someone a cup of water, but that cup of water you have given, God will pay you back. So it should make you more intentional with what you do for God, with what you do for His people, with what you do for people in general. Please be intentional, be conscious, and maybe this is the cheat code you need for you to break through your current season. I hope this has blessed you. I hope this will encourage you. Don't allow the enemy deceive you that you are wasting time. Don't allow population, don't allow numbers deceive you. Maybe you are the only person doing this in the church. Don't be deceived. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged by the responses you get from men. Maybe you are doing something, but nobody's seeing, nobody's acknowledging. God sees, God hears, God knows, God rewards. So don't be discouraged. Don't allow the enemy to lie to you I hope this will bless you. I hope this will encourage you. I hope this will lift you. And until our next episode, the Lord be with you.